One of the more prominent deities of Slavic mythology is Mokosh. There are two legends telling about how she came to be. In one, she was found by the god Yorilla, the god of spring, as she was lying sleeping in a cave. The other one tells about a moment when she was noticed by the god of thunder, Perun, as she just came out of nowhere and was walking towards a lake. Although they differ quite significantly, they have one thing in common. They tell nothing about how the goddess Mokosh was created, or who fathered her, or who gave birth to her as well. So we know basically nothing about her origins or her parents. It is as if she just appeared out of thin air. She is usually depicted as a wonderful, beautiful woman with long golden hair and very female figure with tiny waist and bigger hips. If we were to look into the legend, including Perun, it went on as so. Perun saw a beautiful woman and he immediately fell in love with her, and they started a romance and later on a family. Mokosh gave birth to many gods, but at some point Perun stopped being so interested in her and she was left to be alone most of the time. On one of such occasions, she was down on earth sitting by a lake when she noticed the god Veles. Veles was actually made of a reflection of Perun, so he was very, very similar to Perun. It was just that his hair and his eyes were dark. The lonely Mokosh enjoyed the company of Veles, and Veles liked very much that he actually managed to be in contact with Mokosh, not only because she was this wonderful creature, but also because he could get back at Perun. And according to mythology, the Slavic word was actually this constant fight between Perun and Veles. So this was like the lovely occasion for Veles to just play a prank on Perun, and so he seduced Mokosh. This drove Perun mad. But this is actually a story for another time, and today let's focus on the figure of Mokosh. She is the goddess of fertility. Women, she protects them in childbirth. She protects a female as a housemaker and housekeeper. She protects households, but she is also goddess of wool and spinning. She protects the sheep. Sometimes she is depicted having quite a large head and very long hands in comparison to the rest of her body. So she looks a little bit spider-like. This has to do with spindles and wool spinning, actually. So especially higher up in the mountains where a lot of sheep were kept, Mokosh had a lot of followers. Mokosh is also perceived as the goddess of woman and womanhood. So women who wanted to get pregnant would pray to her. Women who were already pregnant prayed to her to keep them and their baby safe. Before childbirth, it was customary to actually pray to Mokosh as well for a safe childbirth. It was really important to have a safe childbirth because back in the day, especially when Slavic gods had many followers, medicine was basically non-existent, so people searched safety and protection in their gods because they had no doctors. A lot of children and women actually died during the childbirth, so this is why the entire families would pray to the goddess Mokosh for a safe childbirth and survival of both mother and the child as well. Mokosh was also the goddess of fertility, but in the context of earth. A legend says that every year Mokosh and the god of spring Yorilla have kind of a strange relation. So basically the god Yorilla drops the first spring rain onto Mokosh, the mother earth, and uses this rain to impregnate her. And whatever we see, the green grass, the blooming flowers, everything that starts appearing in the spring is actually the offspring of Yorilla and Mokosh. Mokosh. Another legend says that Yarilo was actually a child of Mokosh, which makes the yearly rendezvous quite a nasty affair, but again, we have no idea how it really happened. So in one version of the story, Perrin found Mokosh wandering around, and when she started giving birth to Perrin's children, one of them was Yarilo, the god of spring. And in another version of the story, it was actually Yarilo who found Mokosh. So in this case, he could not have been her son. But yeah, these were just the beliefs. And a lot of Slavic followers believed that the earth is actually an impersonification of Mokosh. It was believed that she is pregnant. The earth is pregnant with the future crops. So it was forbidden to dig holes and start constructions around the end of March because it was said that this would hurt the Mother Earth. Some people even said that it is forbidden to spit on the ground because this was insulting to the Mother Mokosh. Anyways, whichever version of the story we take and whichever beliefs we analyze, Mokosh seems to be a really prominent figure in the Slavic pantheon. When the Kiev figures of Slavic gods were erected, the majority were gods. There was Perun, Veles, Hordes, but there was one goddess, and it was Mokosh. So it shows us how important a figure she was. The main celebration of Mokosh happens in the end of June during the Kupala night. This is a night when people celebrate fertility, growth, and basically the joy of life. This is the time when people try to find their soulmates and hope that Mokosh will help them to choose the right person. Mokosh was also connected to the creation of people. If you want to hear about that, stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, because this video will be coming very shortly. So make sure to click that subscribe button. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, and I hope I will see you in the next video.